What's going on, everybody? Ed here. Welcome to my playthrough of Darkrock Ventures solo. Now, this game comes with a solo mode out of the box with instructions in the rulebook, but the designer has actually updated the rules for solo play, and you can find those on BGG, and I will try to post a link in the description as well. Now, if you have not heard of Darkrock Ventures, real quick, it's a fun game. I'm good friends with the designer, Eskue, and the reason I wanted to bust this game out is, one, it's fun to play, especially in solo. Two, Michael has a new game coming on Kickstarter, or is on Kickstarter now, called Titan Dice, so you guys should definitely go check that out. It has solo play as well. So check that out, and that'll be coming to the channel very soon as well. So, to jump right into it, again, this is Darkrock Ventures, published by Gamelyn Games, designed by Eskue. And the goal of this game is to collect these resources before this track gets to the game over. And I'll kind of explain how that works. And just to note, this little blue sticker here in the middle of the table isn't usually there, but I'm going to be rolling these clear dice and sticking them in the middle here, and they show up a little better with a light blue background than the darker background that's there because of the black pips. So that's why that's there. We start off with 3 crew members. We start off with 3 cargo hold space, 1 rig die, and the very first thing we do in solo mode, after we decide our difficulty, which I'm playing on normal, so I start with $7, is we seed the board with damage. So we draw a Marauder card, and basically we pick one of these 3 to seed with a damage. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the 12. Alright, and then I shuffle this card back into the deck. Now, what's going on with that damage is I cannot put a worker there and mine that resource until I repair that damage. And our neutronium track here tells us how much it's going to cost me to repair it. So right now it's $1, and then it'll jump to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So it'll get rather expensive to repair those. Alright, so this is a game of dice manipulation. There's all kinds of different stations you can go to manipulate your dice, upgrade your player board, and do other fun stuff. So real quick, brief explanation, which I'll actually explain probably after one turn. I'm going to run through these things. I want you to see how a turn goes, and then each one of these stations will probably make a little bit more sense. Okay, so to start the game, we've seeded the board with damage. We're going to roll our 2 common mining dice. Alright, so we got a 6 and a 4. Put those right in the middle. Alright, the next thing we do is we put out our crew members. So what I'm going to do first with my first crew member is I'm going to go up here to recruit. And recruit will cost me either $3 or $5, and I can recruit another worker or my big captain worker, who basically acts as 2 workers at a time. So I'm going to choose to recruit, and I'm going to go directly to this leader space. Now the way these work are a little bit different in solo than the standard game. Delegate's not used at all. Leader lets you get a neutronium immediately. Now this is important because neutronium can be used to stop damage from incoming marauders. Now typically you don't get resources until you mine, and then you get to collect that resource. But having this ability happen right away, immediately, gives me some protection because the marauders will attack before I resolve my workers. So it's good to have that little bit of protection before that happens. So with a 6 and a 4 and only 1 die on my side to roll, I think I'm going to go ahead and go for... I don't know if I'm going to try to extract anything this time. I think what I may end up doing is just jumping over to this cargo hold ++. So for this one, for free, I can upgrade my cargo hold 1 space, or for $1 I can upgrade it twice. So I'm going to go ahead and go there. So all my workers are out. I chose not to do any repairs. So next thing I do is I roll the neutronium dice, which is this black and red die. We got a 3, so that'll come into the middle as well. Now anytime we roll that die or use a neutronium for defense, we have to move this up the track. Okay, neutronium dice is rolled, so now we draw and resolve the Marauder card. So here we go. We are going to take damage at 8, 6, and 4. I did not have a worker there at any of those, so I don't have the opportunity to reflect or deflect the damage. So that's quite unfortunate. All right, and then after that, we are going to resolve our crew members. So first, I will spend him. I will spend $3, 1, 2, 3, and recruit another worker. I already did him. That happened immediately. And then lastly, I will pay 1 to upgrade my cargo hold 2 spots. And that is the first round done. So we go ahead and we roll a 5 and a 6. So I need to get some exporting going, but I have 4 guys to work with. I need to get some repairs done. So with a 5 and a 6, I think I'm going to go for an 8. So I'm going to have to spend 1, because that's where my track is, to repair this. I cannot go to a space until I repair it. And damage can stack. So if I got another card that did damage in these locations, I would just put a second token there. So I'm going to also go ahead and, now with my 1 die, I can only possibly do one thing, or extract 1 resource. So I'm going to put him on the precision imaging. So what our gear section up here does is this lets us manipulate the dice a little bit. So rough imaging, I can add or subtract 3 from my die. Precision imaging, I can add or subtract 1. The rover, I can go ahead and move my man to an adjacent space. And then vortex drill, I can flip my die over and get the opposite side of it. So I'm going to go to the plus or minus 1. I'm also going to go to the rover. And finally, I will go to the solar array and start collecting that. Thinking. The other thing I can do is I can rent another die and up my chances to get some of these instead. But I want to have a guy on the solar array. That's a lot of damage out there. Oh well, I will stick with that. So now I'm going to roll the neutronium die. Got a 5, not helpful. We move that track up 1 because we rolled that die. And next we will pull a Marauder card. Oh no. Damage at 6, 4, and 2. Not the 8 still. Man. So 6, 4, and 2. That is rough. That's a rough start. Alright, now I will resolve my crew members. So I'm going to roll my rig die. I got a 3. Oh, well, that's perfect. So this 3 and this 5 will give me 8. So I will extract one of those. And these guys pretty much don't need to do anything. And my solar array man goes up 1 spot. And that's pretty much the end of that turn. So now, come back, re-roll the regular mining dice. Got a 3 and a 4. See, this game moves pretty quick. I'm going to want to repair one of these before I go broke. So I'm definitely going to want to export. With With a 3 and a 4, I think I'll repair the 6. So that's going to cost me my last 2 money. And my last worker, I'll go ahead and put him on the plus or minus 1. Alright, we roll the neutronium die. Got a 5. Goes up 1 on the track. Now we're paying $2 for repairs. Draw a Marauder card. Calm before the storm. So nothing bad happens, but the deck gets reshuffled. So those 2 nasty ones that came out early could come back out at any time now. But that's alright. Calm before the storm means we get a free round of no attacks. So that's good. That part's done. Roll my die. Got a 6. Let's see what we can do. I want a 6. That's not good. I can make this a 5. That's really all I can do with that. So I would need a 1. I don't have a 1. So as a consolation prize, I will get a neutronium. Whenever you fail to extract the resource you are trying for, you get a neutronium. Those 2 will come back. This guy's going to move up 1 on the solar array. And this guy will export 3. I'm actually just going to export these 2. And look here on the chart, I get $5. Move that up to 5. This will go on my track here. This neutronium goes back to the board. On to the next turn. Oops, 1 die fell out. I got a 1 and a 2. Oops, 1 and a 2. Now there are some different options that'll happen if you roll doubles, and if that happens, I'll explain that to you. So a 1 and a 2. I'm at a 2 repair cost now. Oops, this guy came back. So I'm going to go ahead and repair this one for 1, 2. And I think I will rent a rig die and doing a rover isn't going to really help me here, is it? Do a plus or minus 1. Let's try that. Alright, neutronium die. 2. Not helpful. Marauders. You gotta be kidding me. 8, 10, and 12. 8, 10, and 12. Alright. Surely is not going easy. Roll my die. Oh, and I got a rig rental, so I get an extra die. So a 3 and a 2. Okay, so I'll use the precision imaging to turn this 2 into a 1. And then I'll do this 1 and this 1 to extract me one of those. So that worked out very well. I'm going to move him up 1 more. And that will end my turn. This die goes away because it was just a rental. And we go on to the next turn. Man, I need to get some repairing done. Like soon. Yeah. So a 4 and a 3 again. I'm going to put out my crew members. I'm going to go ahead and unlock my last cargo holds. I'm going to export 3 and Did I move this the last time? I don't think I did. Because I repaired it $2 first before I rolled. So yeah, that should be there. Sorry about that. I'll make a note in the past that I do it in the future. And then, let's see, a 3 and a 4, huh? I'm going to go ahead and repair the 8 for 2. That's my workers. So neutronium die, let's move that first. Got a 3. Marauders, Vortex Drill, and their rover. Now, one thing I didn't explain about the damage is you'll notice there's all these orange ones, and then there's some black ones. Once you run out of orange, you start putting black ones down. Black ones cannot be repaired, period. So, yeah, once you run out of these damage tokens, then it's game over as well. Okay. All right. So we may be spending a whole round repairing, but let's see what we got. First thing I'm going to do is unlock my cargo hold, so that is completely open. I'm going to get all 3 of the solar stuff, solar array stuff, and then I'm going to roll my rig die and get a 6. And a 6, I need a 2. Can't get it, so he will come home with a constellation prize neutronium. And then I will do an export of 3. So 1, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Put that there. These guys go back on the board. And there we go. End of the round. Roll the mining dice. 6 and a 4. Repairs are going to start costing me $4 after I roll that neutronium dice again. So I need to get repairing. See, while I have the money, maybe I'll get my captain out. And then let's repair this one. Is going to cost 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I do get a second rig die because I started above 10. Let's just stick that there. 6 and a 4, huh? Man. Let's repair both of these for another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's repair the rover for 2. All my money gone, but I got a lot of damage tokens back. So, up to 4. Roll neutronium die. Got a 5. Grab a Marauder card. Oh, I forgot to export this time. Haha. 2 and 3 export. Resolve crew members. So, I will pay... that's going to cost all my money. That's scary. But, unlock my captain. Let's roll my 2 dice I get this time, but I'm going to lose one of them, it looks like. So 2 2s. So I have a 12 and a 4. I can't rover this way. I can rover this way, so I'll spend him to rover over here. And then I will use a 2 and a 4 to get me 6. And that will be him. He gets a consolation prize. And that is the end of my turn. I lose this rig die now since I'm not above 10. Three and a 1. Okay. So now the captain actually counts as 2. So if I put him like here, he can export 6. If I put him here and get a 2, he exports 2. So I think I'm going to put him here. No, you know what? I'm going to put him here in hopes I can at least export 2. I will put him here. I'll do a rig rental. I'll do plus or minus 1. And a 6. Let's do that. So, yeah. All right, neutronium die. Up 1 there. Rolled a 1. Or a 3, sorry. Gear sabotage. You know what? I'm going to spend a neutronium to deflect that. That's going to make this track go up 1 more. But neither of those damages happen. That's a risk. The track's going up fast. I will resolve. So, got 2 cargo space. Let's go ahead and get my rig rental and roll. Whoa. Whoa, easy there. Roll both of my... Really? Doubles again? Come on. Well, looks like a 3 and a 3 will get me one of these. I have no way I can make this a 2, but there's no way I can make it a 1. So, this is not happening. Consolation prize. Rig die goes away. And then, I think maybe one of these was over here when I knocked them all around. I think I got an 8 earlier. Well, maybe not. Anyway, probably will not matter. He will recruit, or he will export 2. So I'll export both of these for $8. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Those 2 can go there. And that's my turn. Here we go again. Again with the mighty dice. A 1 and a 4. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to send a guy here to repair this. It's going to cost me 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to send my chief to the 2. Rig rental. Rover. +1, -1. Roll in the neutronium. $6 now for repairs. Another 1. Good grief. Marauder. All 3 export stations. Export lockdown. Nope. I will spend a neutronium. Block all of that. Roll my rented rig die, so I'll take him off the board. 4 and a 3. Ah, man. Okay. We can make this a 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I can make this a 3 and go. So, yeah. I'm going to use the rover to go here. Use my precision to make my... Well, I don't have to make my 4 3. I can just do 3 and 1. So I use those 2 to export one of those. So he's done. My chief did nothing, unfortunately. He was not needed. And then I will export 3. So 1, 2, 3 gets me 6, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gonna get a second rig die next turn. That's helpful, at least. Alright. Here we go. 2 and a 4. Alright, we've been fortunate with the damage as of late. Damage is costing 6 now. Let's get this repaired. Oops. 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 10. I need 2 more orange. I'll put my chief on the 4. Let's do another rig rental. Trying to remember real quick. So rig mod, this one here is, you may re-roll 1 of your rig die, and then rig reboot, increase your cargo. Rig mod, you may pair 2 of your rig dice to mine the asteroid, and then a rig reboot, you may re-roll 1 of my rig dice. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll go with a +1 -1 and an export 3 just in case. Yep, let's do it. Neutronium die. 3. That's something different. That's good. One thing I didn't mention is you can also spend neutronium to re-roll the neutronium die. I just don't typically ever do that. Marauders. The rigs. So all of these you know what? It's going to cost me 6 to repair it 3 times. I don't use those much. I do like that rig rental though. Oh, that's a tough decision. I'm going to let this one happen. We'll see if it's worth it or not. So that guy's going to run back to the ship, though. I'm going to lose him. You know what? No, I'm going to block it. I'm going to spend that neutronium. I'm going to raise this. Ugh. I'm going to block it. Alright. I'm going to roll these 2 and a rig rental. Alright. A 6, a 1, and a 4. Let's see how we can make these work. So I used the rig rental. I need to get a 4. So I have a 3 and a 1. So those 2 can combine for the 4. And that'll get me 2 of these since he is the captain. And then that's a 10. I have a 6. Oops, that was a 6. And a 4 there. So that will allow that one to happen. Ooh, nice. I won't need this. I can export 3. And that is 6 times 3 is 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Got some cash. Got all my blue resources. Ooh, I might just do this. I'm past the 20 mark, so I actually get all 3 dice now. And here we go. So I really need to work on 2 orange and 2 whites. So I'd like to get a 1. 2 and a 3 is not bad. So I'm going to put my chief on the 2. I'm going to go ahead and go to the leader spot and immediately get a neutronium just for protection. 3 guys left. I need orange. I got 3. Let's go 6. Let's go rover. Let's go plus or minus 3. What do you think? Let's go for it. 4. Neutronium goes up 1. That's a 4. Marauder. The crew. Alright, I will let those get damaged. Alright. Let's roll my dice. There's a 1, a 2, and a 6. Let's see how we can make these guys work. Alright, that guy was used. I'd like to get to a 2. Can I get to a 2? So I can minus 3. So if I minus 3 from this, that'll give me negative 1 plus 2 is a 1. Or negative 1 plus 3 is a 2. Right? So I will use my rough imaging to make my 2 a negative 1. I will add that to the 3, giving me 2. So I will export double those guys. Okay. Can I get a 6? I have a 1. No. But I can use my rover, move him to the 8, and I have a 6 and a 2, giving me 8, so I can get one of those. Right? All right, that's my turn. All right, re-roll mine die. 2 and a 3. I bet I can make this work. All right, well, I want to make sure I can export. So I'm going to put this guy, I'm going to put him here so I can export 6. That way if I get an orange, I can make it work. So I'm going to go here, here, and then I think if I go to either both of these spots, 6 and an 8. Yeah, try it. So I'll go to both the imaging spots. So this is kind of for the win. Let's roll our neutronium. It's a 3. Marauder in the cargo. That was perfect. Roll my rig dice. Ugh, 2 6s and a 1. Oops, that was a 6. Ugh, that's a pretty awful roll. So all I need is one of these two. So, oh, there we go. So a 6 and a 2 is an 8. Give me one of these. He will export 6. So that'll give me 16, 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm at $50. 2 of those. 2 of those. Victory. All right. That was awesome. Very, very awesome. All right. Good times. So that is Darkrock Ventures solo. Very fun. Like I said, pretty quick game, but gets your brain moving. I like the dice manipulation. Super fun game with up to 5 people. There's some different things that happen with some of the spaces. One thing that you did not see me do that you can do is you can put 2 of your guys on the same space. It's very similar to using your chief. So that's an option as well. I got really fortunate with the damage at the end there. It was a little touch and go there for a little bit when I had no money, some damage on the board. Luckily, I was able to get my solar array. That's why I like getting a guy out here early. Just sitting here collecting these can get you some fast cash when you need it. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys soon.